Dual citizenship. The John Marshall Court of the 1800s was responsible for key decisions that clarified the nature of government. Decisions such as Marbury v. Madison, McCulloch v. Maryland, and Gibbons v. Ogden defined the power of various components of government. And even though the court ruled that it had the power to rule state laws unconstitutional, it refused to extend the provisions of the Bill of Rights to the states. In Barron v. Baltimore in 1883, the court ruled that the Bill of Rights limited only the national government, not the states. In turning down Barron's argument that the city of Baltimore had deprived him of just compensation of property under the Fifth Amendment, Marshall wrote that each state established a constitution for itself, and in that constitution provided such limitations and restrictions on the powers of its particular government as its judgment dictated. The Fifth Amendment must be understood as restraining the power of the general government, not as applicable to the states. This decision established the nature of judicial federalism regarding the extension of the Bill of Rights to the citizens of the states. It created a concept of dual citizenship, wherein a citizen was under the jurisdiction of the national government as well as state governments. After the 14th Amendment was passed in 1868, with its clear statement that no state shall abridge the privileges and immunities of its citizens, the people received the complete protection of the Bill of Rights. Southern states passed Jim Crow laws, and segregation became an accepted practice. Lesson 6 discusses the incorporation of civil rights into the Bill of Rights. The first time the Supreme Court applied a state case to the Bill of Rights occurred in Gitlow v. New York in 1925. Gitlow was convicted in New York of advocating the forcible overthrow of the government using violent means. The court ruled that his actions were in violation of a New York statute because his actions created a bad tendency which endangered the public welfare. More important was the statement made by the majority that determined that freedom of speech and of press, which are protected by the First Amendment from abridgment by Congress, are among the fundamental personal rights and liberties protected by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment from the impairment of the states. For the first time, the Supreme Court ruled that there was a direct relationship among the 14th Amendment, actions by the states, and the Bill of Rights. This incorporation reached its peak under the leadership of Earl Warren in the 1950s and 1960s. Each time the court made a ruling that incorporated an aspect of the Bill of Rights to the states, the concept of judicial federalism was defined more fully. As we delve into the specific nature of the Bill of Rights and civil liberties, we will also point out which specific and significant cases contributed to the nationalization of the Bill of Rights.